All right, y'all. Welcome to another edition of Science Vision Art Life. My name is Adewale Abuke Jr. Please review us, rate us, give us a 5-star. Don't be a hater. Today is our 60th episode. I'm feeling pretty awesome about that. It's quite an accomplishment. But before I start going into the podcast itself, let's thank our sponsors. This podcast is brought to you by A4 Capital Consulting. Let A4 Capital Consulting grow in good business anywhere and everywhere. Let A4 Capital Consulting take your business to the next level, everywhere and anywhere. That's A4CapitalConsulting.com for details. That's A4 Capital Consult for details. And this podcast is also brought to you by Anadale Foot and Ankle. Let Anadale make your feet happy again. Don't live with foot pain. Let Anadale make your feet happy again. And that's AnadaleCenter.com for details. For details, go to AnadaleCenter.com for details. Today, as I said before, today's our 60th episode. And being that it's special, I wanted to talk about my greatest creation, Karjakz Vs Assassins. And I want to focus on why I created it. I'm focused on things that I thought about. Culture. There was the idea of it. There was the need of it, the diversity of it, and also just an entirely total universe. This was my first bio book that I ever created for the Karjakz Vs Assassins universe. And this was a long time ago in the beginning. As you can tell, the drawings are completely different versus book 2, the bio book. And then, you got book 3, right? So you got book 3 right here. See, as you can see, they all look different from each other. You see that? When I first started this idea, I remember all I had was one drawing. I had drawn Cajun, which is the first character I drew conceptually, but not on paper. The actual first drawing that I actually drew was Sincere. The character is based on my dream girl. So I want to focus on the first thing that I talked about, which was culture, right? Culture for me was, I used to watch, I'm into watching so many superhero shows, from X-Men, Avengers, Techno Man, Voltron, Gundam Wing, Ronin Warriors, you name it. But what I noticed was there was a hole, right? This culture had a culture, they had the ability of leaving people out. I felt like it left African Americans out, Africans of African descent, were heroes. There was a hole, and I just kept on looking. I'm like, man, why is there always a hole? Okay, you can get angry about it, you could do something about it. So I just said, you know what? I'm gonna create my own characters. And so I probably stuck up with the name Karjakz, the part of it, for a long time, probably for like 6-7 years. I have everything else. I just had Karjakz. And then one day out of the blue, man, I just got Karjakz Vs Assassins. I don't even remember that day. I just remember that it came in my head and it was stuck in my head ever since. And I just said, okay, what are you going to do with this? Sounds like something cool. You can even see, right? This is a sweater right here. So if y'all want one, it's available on ScienceVision.com. This is a classic, right? In the front. And then you can see on the arms, you can see the sleeves. I got the version 5, classic again. And then if you look on the back, check that out. You can see we're working with something there. So, yo, I've come a long way from where I used to be. The culture of it, I felt like it was such a hole that I needed to create characters that look like me. I'm not going to sit there and complain about it, but I only look like me, but were drawn correctly, because there's a culture out there that, and I used to notice it when they would draw, it'd be drawn all kinds of ignorant ways, and I was not going for that. I mean, one of the things that used to irk me was, I love Street Fighter, right? And the only African-American character on Street Fighter is DJ from Jamaica. And if anybody ever notices, when he's fighting, his lips look like it's falling to the ground. I'm like, who thought it was a good idea to draw that? So that's what I mean by culture. There's a culture in these, whether it's superhero world or just in entertainment general period, to have to draw people the wrong way. So I said, I'm going to do something about it. I'm not going to complain about it. I'm just going to draw characters and do something about it. And that's what I've done. That's how I created the culture of Karjakz Vs Assassins. It was a simple idea, but it became something so big and bigger and bigger. I mean, I've been doing this now for, it's going probably on better right for 12 years that I've been creating characters. This is version 1 right here. This is version probably 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. You know what I'm saying? And then between that, you've got version 5. And now I've got version 6, which you can't see right now. It's going to be available on the first official Karjakz Vs Assassins bio comic book. It's going to be fire, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean by culture. I felt the need to just focus on, like, what I felt was missing was a whole, which leads to idea. The idea of Karjakz Vs Assassins itself is just, when I was first creating it, I really didn't know what I had. And I just knew I wanted something, a cartoon animation series of my own. I really wasn't into comic books at that time. And this bio book was like the first creation of it. And you can get this, you can get this version anyway on ScienceVision.com. This is the first version 5 of the bio book, version 3 actually of the bio book, but the version 5 of the characters. And you can see the difference between the version 1 if you look inside it, right? Check out the classic looking. I mean, it's just a classic for real. Versus the version 5, right? It's an idea that's grown over the years. You can tell. I mean, look at it, right? The characters don't look anything like what they looked like in the beginning. So when I first started, the idea came, I was like, okay, I'm going to draw them at version 1. And I was like, okay, what can I do to make these characters continue to grow? I figured in my head, if I got better, they would get better. And that's exactly what happened. So that's how you get version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4, version 5. I mean, if you look at these drawings and then compare to what you see on the banner, because we got a banner now, Sunless Vision with the different characters, version 5 on this banner right here, you can see Revo, Snipes, Artillery, Escalade, Rasputin, Diesel, Cajun, Sun Tzu, Excursion, Shepherd, all these awesome characters from the Karjakz Vs Assassins universe. And, you know, what was happening to me was I was like, I'm getting better. And as I was getting better, the ideas started to grow. So all I had in the beginning was really just posters. Then I said, okay, well, I need characters need a profile. So I probably spent about 8 months to a year creating the character profiles you see right here, the version 1 of the Bible. And I came up with names, background information, country of origin, height, weight, choices of weapons, suit, all kinds of information about each character, man. And it took a while. And it was not as easy as I thought it would be. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to draw, and my drawing would transition to writing. Well, I had to learn to become a writer, and I became a really great writer. These characters have allowed me to grow in such ways I didn't think I was. There's artists that just draw, and then there's artists that create. I'm an artist that creates, and that's what's important about an idea. Karjakz Vs Assassins is an idea that is not turned into a universe. It's it's just an incredible concept that I've grown. I've gotten better. This is version 5 of the drawings, as I've said. This is version 1 in my hand right here, yo. But version 5 is right here, and then between that you've got 2, 3, 4. You know what I'm saying? As you can see, it was changing and growing all the time. And so one of the things that I focused on, and for y'all, if y'all wondering if you can get the classic, the first visual bio book, you can get it online. You just have to email us, buy the version we have available now, and say, you know what, do you have any classics available? And we'll send you the classic instead of the version 5, instead of the current bio book anyway. So you can get that. But you have to have an idea, and I put the idea into execution. I went to art expos. It wasn't easy. The first show was a hot mess. Nobody paid my characters any mind. It probably wasn't until I got to version 4, version 3 or 4 that people actually were paying attention, because I had grown. Version 3, somewhere in here, 2, 3, 4, right? When I got to here, people still wasn't paying attention. But then when I got to here, oh yeah, that's when people started to pay attention to my comic expos. I started to sell these bio books like hotcakes. And so I'm here over here. People would be like, "Oh, come to the show. Oh, so what's this about? Oh, these are these characters, Karjakz Vs Assassins universe." And they would take over. I mean, one of my favorite fans, who's now a friend of mine, Ahmad Williams, he had me talking for about 3 hours about my characters. I mean, I just stopped selling the stuff to people and started talking to him because he was so intrigued by what I created. And so you're going to have that happen when you create an idea and people want to know about it. And it's funny enough, it's actually hard to explain the idea to people because you're not trying to give them everything about the whole universe, about the whole character, the whole concept, or whatever you might be creating. But explaining stuff, Karjakz Vs Assassins, to people wasn't as easy. So I kind of had to pick what I want to say and what I didn't want to say. But that's where the idea came from. It just kept on growing. Now it's like the idea turned from into a bio book. And then I got even more ambitious. Now I want an animation series, right? Which is the reason why I created it in the first place. So in school, I created a cartoon intro. It was insane trying to do. You know what? Hold on, y'all. I might actually be able to play y'all the cartoon intro. Let's see if I can find it, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to bust out my iPad right here. Let's see if I can find it, right? Because the cartoon intro itself was what led to... I created that in school. And my teacher was like, okay, this is kind of impressive. Let's see if I can play it for y'all. Check this out, y'all. See that? I'm going to play a little bit for y'all. This is what I did in school. This is a classic for real. And, so that's just a little bit of it, y'all. But that's what I did in school. I created that in school. And my teacher was like blown away and the one thing I learned about creating animation, oh my God, it's a lot of work. It's a sequence. I have so much respect for animators. I learned a lot. 24 frames per second. And I was so proud of what I did right there, because if you go on my YouTube and on my Instagram, it's got a lot of views. And I just started getting better and better. And I said, okay, this idea is growing. All right, what's next? Let's go to comic expos. And then I realized, okay, what I've created is a need, which is something I told you all about in the beginning. A need. Karjakz Vs Assassins is a need. You know why? Because there's nobody else serving these kind of characters. You're leaving out communities who have heroes too. You can't tell African Americans or whoever that there aren't no heroes that look like them. There are heroes that look like them. That's why you have all these great civil rights leaders and all these different heroes throughout time. Kings like Shaka Zulu, Sama Watore, or Fela Kuti. My great-great-grandfather, Sanusi. My great-great-grandmother, a.k.a. 7Gs, Adeshola, Sholo, you know what I'm saying? So I had all these different individuals I could base my characters on. And so when I created my characters, I was like, okay, I'm going to base one on myself, my brothers, my two brothers, and my sister. And then I took it from there. I was like, oh, okay, my best friend, my big brother, and then my dream girl. What would she look like? What would she do? What would be her abilities, and what the things can she do? So you have people around you to help you to nurture this idea, to follow through with this need. And the more I go further with these characters, the more I realize there's a need for them, because there's still a hole. In spite of having movies like Blade, Black Lightning, Mantis, Captain America, and the Winter Soldier, it's still a giant hole. You can watch an Avengers movie and all you see is you've got 12 characters and 9 of them is European people, and the rest are whoever it is, 3 African Americans. It's like somebody dropped you off on an island, man. And so that's really what drives me to fill a hole, man. I no longer want to feel like I'm watching a movie and there's only nobody that looks like me. It's important to have that. So that's where that need comes in. It's a need now. And when I finish this first comic book, Karjakz Vs Assassins comic book, y'all gonna be blown away. And of course, the many other things that are gonna come in this world, whether it's video games, animation, series, movies, whatever I might decide to do, but whatever it does, it's gonna fulfill me, and it's gonna be something that's progressing my cause forward, not just some money grab nonsense. I'm not playing those games. So Karjakz Vs Assassins now need, because now the last 3 art shows, comic expos, I was so proud. Prior to the pandemic, I've been going up until 2019. So 2019 was my last comic expo. I haven't been to one ever since. I don't feel safe going to them. Hopefully, maybe by next year, man, if it'll feel comfortable going again once we get through this pandemic. But my card characters took #1 in sales, 3 straight art shows. I was so proud of that. I mean, I couldn't even get people to give them 2 seconds. And by just focusing on a purpose, and then it turned into a need, people started buying. My characters was kicking butt left or right. I would see, you would tally everything up, whether it's apparel, posters. Apparel and posters was generally what I was selling at that time, up in 2019, up until now that I have footwear. But it's not like where I didn't have. I sort of knew where I was going, but I knew it was going to take time to, and that's why it became a need. So now I realize I feel a need. Now it goes on to the next thing I was talking about in this whole thing, diversity, right? When you create superheroes, especially the superhero genre, I mean, as I stated before, there's Black Lightning, Blade, Black Panther, Falcon, but there's still not enough. It's like a pebble in the pond or something, a pebble in the ocean. It's not even drawing a ripple. We've got so far to go to create diversity to where people that feel like they've been left out are not being left out anymore. So it's incumbent on creators. I know for myself, I'm doing this because I feel like with these characters, I've just filled a giant hole. I have literally filled a giant hole. So by filling a giant hole, I feel like I'm creating diversity because my characters are diverse. A lot of my characters, let's take for example the original Kanji. She's half African American, half Asian. She's French Algerian. I grew up around a lot of diversity in my life where everything wasn't just so all African American. I have uncles or married to European ladies, women from England, whatever you can think of. You know what I'm saying? So my brain never really wrapped around just wanting to only draw a certain group. And I realized when I created these characters how much I drew people. I even had a lady at the comic expo tell me she liked Cynthia because Cynthia was half this and half that, which is good because I felt like I'm not leaving anything out. And I feel like honestly, in terms of the African American spectrum, I literally covered every corner from light chocolate all the way till dark chocolate. It was just incumbent on me to focus on that and to cover everything where I wanted to have it like that. I mean, if you look at version 1 of the characters and right now version 5, right? I mean, you can see the growth of the characters, the diversity. I mean, I haven't shied away from making it African in nature because that's what was my goal, and I've achieved that. So, which leads to the other part, the last point, the universe, right? The universe of Karjakz Vs Assassins. It's It's so big, man. I can't even explain it to y'all. It's beyond the point of comic books now. It's beyond the point of apparel. Now I'm just thinking even bigger because once this book drops, it's gonna allow me to do a whole lot more things. Floodgates are about to open, y'all. I mean, I could do video games if I wanted, which I will do. I could do movies. I could do animation series. I could do TV shows. I could do debit cards. I mean, right now I'm at the point I'm doing footwear, all because of my characters. I got a hoodie, I got a beanie on right now. As you can see, I got a sweater on. You know, I'm wearing pants. I got pants if you can see it. I don't know if y'all can see it, but look, Karjakz Vs Assassins pants. You can see Yukon right there. You look at this right here. You know what I'm saying? You can see Cajun right there. You know, Sincere. You know, it's just I've got the ability to do so many things now. The universe keeps expanding. And speaking on universe, y'all hold on a quick sec. I gotta show y'all something. Yeah, y'all. When I mean universe, I do mean universe. I mean, check this out, y'all. Look at these. These are the new platinum batas, right? Check this out. I've only worn them once. They look so sick. I mean, this is the black trim version. Check this out. This is the white trim version. Look at this, man. You know, this is what I mean by my universe is further expanding. And then this is the first official batas too that was ever created. I mean, check that out, y'all. I mean, this is what we're doing over here with Karjakz Vs Assassins. Karjakz Vs Assassins led to all this stuff that I have right now. It's just not this version 1 or this version or this version. It's just like now I got posters, man. You know what I'm saying? So there's really nothing that I can't do that I want to do that I can't think of that I want to do. I pretty much can do whatever I want. I mean, look at this. You know? So these are the characters now. I mean, all these posters are all available on sciencefiction.com. I mean, look, check this out. The characters. I mean, the universe just continues to expand. You know what I mean? So my goal is to go as far as this thing can go, as far as I want to go, without compromising the integrity of the characters. I will not allow any alliances that I form to where they try to do money grab garbage. I'm not going to let you, sully what I've created. It's taking too many years to build these characters, to make them organic. You know what I'm saying? Money is not my purpose. Purpose is my purpose, and these characters are my purpose. The Karjakz Vs Assassins universe is something unlike any other universe. You know, I was inspired by guys like George Lucas, Todd McFarlane, Jim Lee, oh my God, just to create my own. Even Mario Van Peebles, I know he's a movie director, but he's a very creative individual. He's one of my favorite directors, and just always to create things outside the box. Never let people box you in what you're doing. You know, these characters. It's such a universe now that, you know, I mean, and then the thing about this universe is so expanded because each character has their own storyline too, which I'm eventually going to get to. But for right now, the first official Karjakz Vs Assassins book is coming. So y'all, it's been an incredible journey. You know, I feel like this 60th episode should focus on something that's part of me. I usually talk about animation, all that stuff, but sometimes when I get to these 60th, 40th, 30th, if you have noticed, I focused it on Karjakz Vs Assassins. So when we get to the 7th episode, I'm going to focus it again on Karjakz Vs Assassins. It's just my universe. It's what makes me tick every day. It's what I live for. It's my journey. It's my purpose. So I want to thank y'all for listening. And before we check out of here, I want to thank our sponsors. This podcast is brought to you by A4 Capital Consulting, growing good business anywhere and everywhere. Let A4 Capital Consulting take your business to the next level. That's A4CapitalConsulting.com for details. That's A4CapitalConsulting.com for details. And this podcast is also brought to you by Anadel Foot and Ankle. Don't live with foot pain. Let Anadel make your feet happy again. And that's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. That's AnadelCenter.com for details. As I said before, y'all, you know, usually I like to end with me holding the book, but you know what? Look at these shoes, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me hold it with one hand. You know what I'm saying? I loosen the shoelaces so y'all can see it. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I want to thank y'all for listening. You know what I'm saying? So this podcast is produced, written, and directed by yours truly, Adewale Booker Jr. Please don't forget to check out our podcast where you listen, whether it's Amazon, Desert, Spotify, Apple. And you can also listen to our website at sciencefictionshop.com. Please don't forget to check out our website, sciencefiction.com or sciencefictionshop.com. See to check out our awesome, cool details. You can see the Batas 2 Platinum. Check that out, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, please subscribe to our podcast wherever you listen, whether it's Amazon, Desert, Spotify, Apple. And you can also listen to our website at sciencefictionshop.com. Please don't forget to review us, rate us, give us a 5-star. Don't be a hater. And as always, continue to aspire and achieve. Have a great week, y'all. Stay safe. Peace.